Before we begin today's Alabama football report, a question for you guys to chime in the comment section with. Who is your favorite Alabama football player of all time? Is it a recent guy? Is it a legendary player from decades ago? Is it somewhere in between? Sound off in the comments section with your favorite Alabama football player as we break down the latest recruiting updates for you guys. Some visits, some finalist lists that include Alabama, and to begin, a new commitment. Jeremiah Beaman, no relation to Willie, by the way, has committed to Alabama on Monday. He's an in-state recruit. He's a borderline top 100 player. As we've discussed for a while now, based on the 24/7 Sports composite, the volume for the Alabama recruiting class this year hasn't been off to the normal fast start. The quality, of course, remains incredibly high, but the 24/7 Sports composite does factor in volume. Well, this helps out in a big way. Here's what Beeman told, I believe it was on 3, on 3, what he had to why he committed to Alabama in the end. Or 24/7 Sports, excuse me. It was 24/7 Sports. He told us to. I'm very excited to join the program. I'm blessed for the opportunity. It's just an honor. It's Nick Saban. He's a legend. I don't think anybody can top Nick Saban. Just a home environment, building a relationship with the guys down there. I have a relationship with Jaylen Mbakwe. He impacted my process. It was the old other guys recruiting fellow recruits. That always helps out a big-time class. Here's the recruiting profile, all based on the 24/7 Sports composite, by the way. Beeman's a 4-star, number 103 overall, the number 13 defensive lineman, and the number 7 in the state of Alabama, excuse me. And if you want to get really hyped, and it is maybe a bit overhyping, here's what his trainer, Leonard Stevens, had to say on Beeman. From an Alabama standpoint, if I had to make a comparison to who he reminds me of that's been in that jersey before, I would say Quinnen Williams. His size, his stature, his athletic ability to be able to run and chase someone down, that's Quinnen all day. When he strikes you, it is different. That's probably some overhype, if we're being honest. But hey, you know what? It's the trainer. You wouldn't expect a negative comparison, right? Now, we're going to give you a chance to make this happen right here, right now. The previous high for most comments on a single video is 27. Whoever sets the new high, you can just type in 1, 2, 3, all in individual comments, spam me, whatever it is. Whoever sets the new high will get a shout out on a previous video. So head down to the comments section, flood it. Whoever breaks the previous high gets a shout out on a previous video. So if an ad break comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Ignore it. While the ad plays, head down there and go flood the comment section. Let's check in on where things sit in the 2024 recruiting rankings. Again, based on the 24/7 Sports composite. Georgia's 15. They are now back at number 1. They added 2 more recruits. Georgia does a good job. Michigan State then drops to 2. OSU, Notre Dame, LSU, no change from the last time we had this on a previous video. Oregon's up to 6. Penn State to 7. Florida State 8, South Carolina 9, Tennessee is at 10. Alabama is now up to 16. They were kind of hovering outside the top 20 previously. Julian Sayin, Jaylen Mbakwe, and Perry Thompson are all 5-star recruits. Now it's 4 4-stars. Jeremiah Beaman, Caden Jones, Sterling Dixon, Rico Scott. As far as quality goes, that's a very good class. That's 7 players, all of them, either all but one of them in the top 200. It's a very good initial grouping for Alabama. Just needs some more volume, and something tells me they will get that in the not-too-distant future. So make sure you don't miss out on any of our updates. Turn those noties on. A fraction of you actually are part of the Noti gang here at the Alabama Football Report, meaning you get a notification to your phone each and every time a video comes out. When you first subscribe, YouTube defaults you to personalized. You won't get a push every time. So go back to where you first subbed, click that bell icon again, change it to all. Barely 15% of you have it set to all. Get that changed. Join the Noti gang here at the Alabama Football Report. Next up is a new top 5 list for an Alabama target. Preston Damu, I think I pronounced that correctly. If I'm not, I'm terribly sorry, Preston. He announced his top 5 schools on Monday. Alabama's actually built pretty decent Hawaii pipeline for a school about as far as you can go and still be in the States from Hawaii. 24/7 Sports reports that he has climbed up their recruiting board as of late, which is fairly significant from that perspective. So let's break down who this is, since people know about recruits after all. He's a 4-star recruit. Number 222 overall, 222. Number 13 interior offensive lineman, and he is the number 1 player in the state of Hawaii. His top 5 is a pretty wide net. Alabama stands out there. Auburn does as well. So picking the 2 big Alabama schools, in-state schools, pretty interesting there. Arizona, Nebraska, and Oregon. So a bit of a wide regional net there for Preston, but the Crimson Tide firmly in the running. And Ben Name, it's always good to add more offensive line talent because it's tough to find those guys. Let's talk about Daniel Hill, the 4-star recruit. He's an athlete, by the way. The Crimson Tide appear to be among the 4 favorites for Hill. Now, he does plan to take visits to all 4 schools per on 3, and just set up an official visit, by the way, with Auburn. Something tells me a mid to late June visit is coming for him for Alabama, based on what they've been doing as of late. Buzz here is that Hill might end up as a running back at the collegiate ranks, but he is listed as an athlete, by the way. Another 4-star recruit, a trend on today's show, by the way. Number 196 overall, the 16th ranked athlete. He is number 7 in the state of Mississippi, but inside of his top schools, the top 4 are no Mississippi programs on that list. Alabama and Auburn, again, in the 2 rivals there, South Carolina and Tennessee. So SEC focused, but no Ole Miss, no Mississippi. Maybe he just wants to get out of the state, which I certainly cannot blame him. But the reason why I think Bama might be the favorite, he's an Alabama fan. Here's what Daniel Hill told On 3. I've always been an Alabama fan. I will always be a Bama fan because that's how I grew up. They were the first team I watched when I first started playing football. Another reason is Nick Saban. Who wouldn't want to be coached by Nick Saban? I've been to Bama plenty of times. I know what they have to offer. I don't know about you guys, but when you grew up an Alabama fan, you want to play for Nick Saban, long as this Crimson Tide wants you, feel like that's where you're going to end up in the end. Although we did have Auburn in the top 4. Tennessee, 2 big-time rivals of the Crimson Tide. So, fun question for you guys now. Who do you guys hate more? I'll put A for Auburn, L for LSU, T for Tennessee. Suppose those are among the 3 biggest rivals, but maybe it's a Georgia now because, they're really good. Maybe you just hate Ohio State or somebody else random altogether. What other college football team do you hate the most? Go be a hater in the comments section. Joel Rogers is next up. On 3 says that Bama and LSU appear to be the favorites to land Rogers, the 4-star safety. He picked up an offer in March from the Crimson Tide. He's going to visit later in June. I will make note, LSU did beat Bama to the punch on the offer. Expectations he commits not long after wraps up his visits. 4-star recruit here. Again, the trend for today's show, right? 304 overall, the 30th ranked safety, number 7 in state of Louisiana. So that's, again, maybe an edge towards the Tigers there. His visits coming in June. LSU, June 2nd to the 4th. Bama, 9th to 11th. And TCU, 16th to the 18th. So decision should be coming soon for Rogers. Kind of sounds like LSU's in the lead, but it's recruiting. Weird stuff happens all the time. So make sure you're subscribed with notifications turned on so you don't miss out on any of the news.